He died in rage, but woke up in the past as the heir he once abandoned. What happens to people after they die? I never thought much about it. But that night, over drinks and sword scars, my friend asked me. I laughed and said, I don't know. I haven't died yet. That was before I tasted death, before the blood, the betrayal, the collapse of everything I loved, before the mercenary king was reborn. Regret and realization. My name was Ghislain, once a noble heir, later known as the mercenary king. I used to joke, drink, and fight, not because I was carefree, but because I didn't care anymore. You see, I had nothing left to protect. I was born in Perdium, a northern land no one cared about. Cold, poor, forgotten. And I hated it. I hated how weak I was, how everyone else had mana, titles, prestige, while I had nothing but my sword. So I ran, fled my family, fled my duty, became a mercenary to forget what I was supposed to be. From nobody to mercenary king. But fate has a cruel sense of irony. I survived battlefields no sane man should. I crossed swords with monsters, nobles, and legends, and walked away. The same sword they mocked became my gospel. They called me the Mercenary King, one of the 7 strongest on the continent. But glory couldn't heal what I left behind. Not my land, not my family, not the regrets that haunted me. The war for revenge. So I set one final goal: revenge. Lutania, the kingdom that let my homeland burn. I raised an army, not for conquest, but for justice. I didn't care who stood in my way. Soldiers, nobles, kings, they were all ash in my path. My sword pointed at the kingdom that failed us, and many followed, loyal mercenaries and vultures alike. Something's off. But war doesn't always follow plan. As I advanced, mysterious warriors appeared. They weren't Lutanians, and yet they blocked my path with unnatural skill and strategy. It didn't make sense. I pushed forward, but doubt crept in. Who were these hidden players in my story? What had I missed? The final battle and defeat. Then came the end. Surrounded, outnumbered, my forces were crumbling, my body breaking. And then him, Idun, the so-called noble knight, elegant, golden-haired, powerful, one of the 7. He stood over me, smug, unscathed, sword gleaming. So this is how it ends, Ghislain? My body was a pincushion of blades and spears. I had nothing left. The twist, true enemy revealed. I laughed. Kill me already, you smug bastard. He leaned in and whispered words that shattered everything. We conspired with Duke Delphine to destroy your family. What? We, he said. Not just Lutania. Not just a rebellion. Foreign hands. Global puppeteers. Idun, a man hailed as a hero, had orchestrated the massacre of my bloodline. I had been aiming at the wrong enemy the whole time. Death and rage, I tried to rise, screamed, fought, but I was broken. My mana was gone. See? You should have lived like a mercenary, he sneered. His sword fell. Slash. My head left my body. Blood. Cold. Silence. But in those final seconds, rage consumed me. If I'm ever reborn, I will tear you to shreds. Rebirth. Then, I opened my eyes. Not in hell. Not in heaven. But in a military tent. I wasn't tied up. No wounds. No battlefield. Just a bed, a sword, and a body I hadn't worn in years. Was this a joke? A trap? A soldier entered, with soup, no less. I grabbed the sword, pressed it to his throat. Answer or die. He sighed. Young lord, are you doing this again? Young lord. The moment of realization, that voice, that tone, that disrespect. It felt familiar, like an old pair of boots I once threw away. I stared at the soldier. He thought I was young. Not Ghislain, the mercenary king, but Ghislain, the Perdium heir. Somehow, I've gone back to when it all began. Before my family's death, before the war, before the fall. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I've been given a second chance. And this time, I won't hesitate, I won't run, and I won't forgive. The regressed mercenary has returned, and this time, the world will burn before I fall again.